What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be working on the drift build. Some of you may remember the last time we drove this car, she caught on fire.
We just lost our clutch. We're smoking up front. I think it's the clutch fluid. Well, she's on fire.
Fun times. So today we're going to go through and we're going to identify everything that broke and figure out how much it's going to cost to fix her so she can get back on the road and what we can repair right here in-house. First thing first, the hood comes off. There we go. All right. Yeah. All right, so I haven't really dove into this. It's the first time the hood came off after I put the hood on after the fire. So I still don't know exactly what happened, but I have a fairly good idea of what happened. I think that our clutch line that goes to the transmission got against something hot, might have been the starter, might have been the exhaust, most probably the exhaust. And that's where the clutch fluid onto the exhaust, caught flames, and worked its way up the firewall there. That's what I think happened, but we're gonna dive into there and see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. All right, looking back here, this is our clutch line that I was able to pull up, and it's not attached to anything. So far, my theory looks to be going in the right direction. I'm gonna try and get underneath the car in a second to figure out if it was on the exhaust or something like that. But it's definitely burnt all the way through and it's closed itself shut, so that's why it's not leaking anymore. Another thing that we see right off the bat, I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but if we look back here from the back of the intake manifold over to our master cylinder, this is our boost line right here, and it's just crumbling in my hand. Where'd that go? This is our plug wire. The wire itself is still good. Well, I mean, I wouldn't use this, but the insulation is finito. We got a wiring harness here. We got some wires right here that look like they go pretty deep. I don't know what they go to. Let's get this out of the way. Our main wiring harness here. The insulation plastic is all gone, but honestly, the insulation on the actual wires doesn't look that bad. If we can take this wiring harness off and all the wires are in good condition, it's just the insulation, or not the, like the plastic protective stuff that's gone, might be able to save this wiring harness, which would be cool. I'll tell you off the rip, probably not though, because this has no sheathing and whatnot, and I'd probably want to replace all these wires. But this could just be a pigtail that I get online and then solder it in there. So that can be pretty easy as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling things off that I know are just fucked and laying them out so that I can kind of visually see everything, make a checklist. Then we can go through and price everything to make sure that this rebuild is gonna be even worth it. So off the bat, we need new plug wires. That's not a big issue. Those are probably pretty cheap. And if I can get them with a new coil pack or coil, whatever this thing's called, that'd be cool too. So while I've got the car jacked up and the light turned on underneath, I'm gonna go ahead and show you some things that I found down there. All right, well, first things first, we got our oil pan here, and we do have somewhat of an oil leak. I thought it was coming from the pan here based on how I put the engine into the car. It wouldn't have surprised me, but upon further inspection, it looks like it's coming from our oil filter, which isn't terrible. The date on there I don't think is correct, unless it's literally never been changed. It looks like 2012, but I know for a fact the oil has been changed since then, so I don't think that's right. But it looks like our leak is coming from up here, which is fine. I reused this oil filter, so I'll just get a new one and leak fixed. Coming to our problem, this right here is our slave cylinder where we would bleed it and whatnot with all these out of the way. That's our problem, and this was directed up like so, which would be right on our heat shield right here, or next to on our catalytic converter. So 100% this was touching the exhaust or something that got really hot and just burnt that off, and the brake fluid went onto the exhaust. I mean, you can see some of it right here actually. So I've almost got all of the wiring harness off, and that's the next big ticket item. I'm not gonna pull off the clutch line because we know the clutch line needs to be replaced. I'm gonna just steal Brady clutch line so this doesn't happen again. But honestly, looking at it, I think most of it is salvageable. I have to pull off the rest of the wiring to see if I'm gonna save the wiring or if we're just gonna get a new one. But as from what I can see, we're almost done pulling everything that's messed up off. I pulled everything off and I'm very happy with what I found. Not that she doesn't work anymore, but I thought it was gonna be more expensive. Pretty much what I found is we need a new spark plug wires, a new coil pack. Those I think I can find on eBay for around 50 bucks. I'll put the actual price of what I found it on up on screen. Then I need a new clutch line, and I'm gonna go with the McLeod steel braided clutch line so this just doesn't happen again, and at least some performance out of it, right? And I think that's around like 60 bucks right now. Then all I need is a new vacuum line for the master cylinder to the back of the manifold. I don't know, like 10 bucks maybe, probably get that at the local store. There is a grounding strap that I don't think needs to be replaced, but I think I can find it pretty cheap, so I might as well replace it. Where I thought most of my money was gonna go was to the wiring harness, but upon further inspection, it looks pretty A-okay. There's maybe three sensors that need to be replaced, and that's just, I can get the pigtail online. I'm thinking probably 15, 20 bucks per pigtail. We've got the pigtail that goes and supplies power to the actual coil pack. We've got the pigtail for the O2 sensor, and then we've got a pigtail for a sensor on our AC lines. Those three sensors, cut and solder new wire on there, and call it a day. Grand total of, whatever I find it, I'll let you know. It'll be somewhere on the screen. But that's it. I'm thinking I can fix this thing for maybe 150 bucks, maybe. 150 bucks and probably about 30, 45 minutes of my time fixing it up, and we'll have this thing back on the road. Honestly, I'm very, very happy with what I was able to find, and I thought that this was gonna be a lot worse, and I was gonna get a whole new wiring harness. It looks bad, but if you really look at it, it doesn't look that bad. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to. It's completely free, and you can always change your mind later. I'm really excited to get this thing back on the road, and I appreciate all the support and love that I'm getting on this. Big future plans coming to this, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.